Sabaha everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to take a look at the brand new Snapdragon 865. During my time at the Tech Summit back in Maui, I had the opportunity to sit down in a benchmarking session, and today I'm going to share with you guys some of my findings there. Now obviously we ran all of the benchmarks, that goes without saying, but I want to share with you guys specifically a couple of things that matter the most to me, and that essentially is gaming as well as video editing on a device that runs the 865. Keep in mind that this is pretty much a teaser, an early look at what the Galaxy S11 could provide us in early 2020 when it's arriving with the brand new Snapdragon 865. This is TK, let's go ahead and check it out. Like and subscribe, and make sure you hit that bell icon so that you're always notified whenever we have new videos on the channel. During the last day of the Tech Summit, Qualcomm gave us the opportunity to do some benchmarks on a reference unit or a test unit. And what we have the opportunity to do there essentially is run all the benchmarks, and if you're interested in those numbers, I'll give you guys an article that was done over at XDA that talks about all of the numbers, and I ran personally a lot of benchmarks there. But the main thing that I want to share with you guys today is how was my experience playing games, and also how did it actually perform when I wanted to basically render or even stabilize a video that I shot on the device. So let's start off with the gaming. First and foremost, this is the 877 Cortex A77 chipset. Obviously we're running the brand new Prime core running at 2.8. We have the performance core running at 2.4, and of course we have 4 efficiency cores that are running basically at 1.8 gigahertz. So still an octa-core processor, but we have a prime performance and efficiency setup, which gives us the ability to basically have better performance without necessarily using too much more power. They're promising us about a 25% improvement over the 855, which coincidentally I did have my 855 with me with the Pixel 4 XL, and they're also promising us about a 20% improvement over the GPU from the 640 on the 855 to the 650 on the 865 test unit that we were playing with. And of course they were still running Android 10 on both devices, so I felt like this was a good comparison between basically 2019 and 2020 when it comes to Qualcomm processors. I installed PUBG on the 865 unit, and of course I made sure to log in and make sure everything was set up correctly so that if I booted it up, it would take me directly into the start option. So went ahead and turned off, made sure cleared all the stuff out of the background, and I launched them. You can definitely see here that the gameplay in here is definitely improved about that 20% or 25% that they're promising us. I do want to mention though that I did have performance mode turned on, and what performance mode does on the 865 is it just moves the priority level of the workload to a higher level, meaning if it was running 70 or 80%, the actual performance mode will make the system think that it's actually supposed to be at the 100% and running it on the prime core as opposed to having it on the basically performance cores that we have there. The boot up did actually show up pretty fast, and then of course I jumped in right there into the game, and gameplay was actually very nice. PUBG loaded up and it ran on basically max settings on everything, and it worked really nice. And the beauty of it, because we were running Android 10 with an almost stock experience, there was really nothing to bog us down. Now, there was no gaming mode, there was no optimizations done. This is basically a very stock experience. And I would say for the most part, what the developers or what the OEMs will end up doing with this is of course providing us more unique, more basically tailored experiences. Samsung will definitely be putting in their gaming center system. They will be able to have more optimizations for turning off notifications and getting things in there. And those are the things that we've seen in the past. But what we're seeing here is kind of an early look as to what the 865 can do for the S11, the S11 Plus, or any other device that's going to be coming out in 2020 using the brand new SoC. There's no question that the 865 will smash any performance that we've seen with the 855 or even the 855 Plus. Now, there was another game that they were running during the demo sessions where Josh was playing a game that was using a display that was running at 120 Hertz connected to a display. Now, that's one thing that we saw with the 865 that was really looking forward, well, I'm looking forward to it, is not only the ability of getting the improvements in gaming, but also the ability of supporting 144 Hertz on a gaming device, on a mobile phone. So the best that we can see right now is 120 Hertz, both on IPS and OLED, and seeing the ability of going to 144 matching to what our desktop gaming experiences are, that's going to be really nice. The demo unit that he was playing with was not running at 144 sadly, but those are the things that we're basically hoping to see, as well as the ability of seeing higher or better performance in PUBG, which is also something that they announced on stage for the brand new Snapdragon 865. Now switching it over to a little bit more video, I would say more video and real world video experience that I use. Using our devices to take videos and take pictures all the time, a lot of times we try to basically stabilize our videos, and I like to do this experiment where I take in a 2-device experiment. So the 865 and the 855 shot a 4K 30 frames per second shot, so same video, same length, it's about a minute, and it was recorded on each device, and of course going through Google Photos to stabilize them. Now, using that performance mode that we had from the Qualcomm 865, I did run it one with and one without, and I got a little bit of a mixed experiment. And only thing I'm saying is this is early software, so I actually got a better performance when I was running it with performance mode off, where it actually almost was like about 30% better. And you guys will see real quick this video that I'm going to show you guys. This is with performance mode off, and it actually just running the stabilization option within Google Photos on that 4K 60 frames per second clip. Now in the second experiment, I did turn on the performance mode, and you could see that the actual benefit wasn't as great, even though the 865 still won. Now, I'm not sure if this is something to do with the fact that the software is still early and the hardware is, of course, a reference device. This is not production level. But overall, we could see that the 865 has the potential of basically going so much faster at stabilizing footage, 4K 30 frames per second footage off of our device. I'm really looking forward to see what are some of the really cool things coming in 2020 with the 865. Namely, the better performance in PUBG, the 144 Hertz refresh rate on a device, and of course, just basically being a gaming beast. The ability of supporting more RAM and of course, better performance in video rendering, and of course, using external displays is definitely a big plus, because if you think about it, these are little computers and there's a lot more things being done. Like I can definitely see decks on the Galaxy S11 or the Note 11 running so much better with the 865 than it ran before, because of the ability of just doing multitasking. And of course, seeing all the potential of what OEMs can do with the 865. Like and subscribe as usual. Thank you very much for the support, and let me know in the comments below, what is that feature that you're looking forward to in the brand new 865 in 2020? This is TK. I'll see you guys in the next video.